Corporate Recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a machine learning engineer, and this resume is mid. It's worse than mid, but it's not like a destroy it and throw it in the garbage. The reason I know that is the easiest way to tell how good your resume is. There is a way to tell is how many applications it takes to get an interview. So if you are getting 50 for every 50 applications you are sending, you get one interview. Your resume is a C-. It passes, but barely, but it does pass. Anything worse than that is, well, going to get progressively worse as a grade. So this person has a 1 in 100, which means this is bad, but there's probably like a few things that are salvageable in it. So for a machine learning engineer, I'm going to need the following in bullet points under a job, an internship, or a project. And you need to show me how you did them and the reason and result you did them, or else it does not count. So what I need is degree, machine learning, ML. Every single machine learning engineer never puts machine learning on their resume, and it just destroys their chances. LLMs, OpenAI, Claude, LLM, Llama, LangChain, MLOps, Cloud, SQL, ML frameworks, Python, R, Cloud, ML pipelines, NLP, influence cross-functional teams, explain complex topics, you need to do that, and production-grade ML systems from start to finish, 0 to 1. So, I do more than tech. I want to let everybody know. I do accountants, and if you send me a resume, I will review it, but tech right now is in a dumpster, and that dumpster is on fire, and that is burning bright for the last couple of years. So most of the resumes that are sent to me are tech, but I do others. So 20 seconds is how much time I have to find what I need. If I cannot find it in 20 seconds, it just, you get yeeted and deleted, unfortunately. So go. Okay, enable data-driven for deploying NLP. Okay, good. Azure. Okay. Processing. I don't care about processing. Boosted theme extraction. Okay, nothing here is, no, Hugging Face is nice, actually. Nothing else here is good. Cut in for costs. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, nothing here is related. User, that one's actually okay. And time. So, this resume is hard to read, right? The font and the formatting is bad. You want your resume to look like this. This is how you do it. The link to that is below. Does this look boring and basic? Yes, that's the point. You need a resume to be boring and basic. So, what did this person mention to me? They said, I'm a U.S. citizen trying my hardest to do good work and show companies that make the product better without causing new problems. You do not show that through the resume. That is how you get rejected. We do not need to see how good you are through the resume. That's like the biggest myth. So, you need to show you meet the bare minimum qualifications and nothing else. I'm trying to impress them. Yes, that's why you failed. To show them that I know my technical side, but also just trying to show them I'm competent and reliable. You don't show that through a resume. Hope you're doing well, Lee. You seem like a really cool guy to hang out with. I am hopefully a cool guy to hang out with. I have friends. I don't know how that was my response to that. But yes, I play Pathfinder, and I hope I am a good player to play with. So part of your problem here is you just don't show me what I want, and I will probably go through this every video, but here is the hot dog and hamburger metaphor and why you failed, because you gave me too many hot dogs and not enough hamburgers. So, I want you to imagine you're hungry. You've got 30 minutes on your lunch break. That's all you have. So you go to, let's say, Panda McDonald's, right, to get a hamburger. You're like, I really want a hamburger. I want a cheeseburger with pickles, ketchup, and mayo, right? That's it. Pickles, ketchup, mayo, cheese. That's all you want. So you go there and you go at the register and say, I want a hamburger with cheese, pickles, ketchup, mayo. They say, right away, sir or ma'am. And they go back, takes them like 3 minutes. They give you the food, and then you look at it, and it's a hot dog. And you're like, why would you give me a hot dog? I wanted a hamburger. And they say, well, hold on. A hot dog is meat, just like a hamburger. A hot dog can have ketchup, mustard, mayo, and pickles, just like a hamburger. A hot dog can contain cheese, and a hot dog has buns. This is what you asked for. And you rightfully would be like, no, I didn't. I want a refund. I'm leaving to somebody that will get me what I actually want. And that is the problem that you made here, because these are hamburgers. If it's not one of these, it does not count. Everything else is a hamburger in your resume. When you start viewing it through the lens of hamburgers and hot dogs, you will start to see that this stuff does not work. So, formatting aside, right, scalable NP pipelines, Hamburger. Perfect. Azure. The problem is you said Azure ML and not Cloud. Just Azure, right? I just need Azure alone. Don't add this stuff to it. So this almost counts, but it doesn't, right? Also, you did not say machine learning and then parentheses ML. I know what ML means in machine learning, right? I know that means that. Not a lot of other people may. They may not know that. You want to make sure you state it the first time as machine learning, parentheses ML. Right? So there you have one hamburger and one kind of hot dog kind of hamburger. And then we go down to here, which is processing gigabytes of social media data. That's not relevant at all. That's a hot dog. Boosted theme extraction. Don't care about the number of posts. Don't care about BERT topic. That's a hot dog. Hugging face can be considered a hamburger. While that is not on my list, there is no way I'm going to be able to put every single AI thing up there. But that does count. Hugging face is something they would want in ML. And I know that because I am actually a tech recruiter. So, cut infra cost and speed delivery by, again, this is okay. But, here you go. Actual hamburger. Here we go. Azure. Perfect. There we go. But nothing else. Applied Chromes. You already mentioned a lot of LLM stuff. I don't need any more. I need some of the basic stuff. So this is irrelevant because you've already mentioned it a lot. APIs, again, not relevant. If you were a software engineer first, I would want APIs. To enforce labels, again, nothing. Delivered NLP, you already mentioned NLP in the same job. You don't need to mention it again. You do want to mention it in the job below. So the rule is the same keyword, which is what one of these are, needs to be only once per job. It can be in multiple jobs, but only once per job if you can. NLP, leading a 5-person cross-functional team is fine, but you didn't tell me how you did the development with stakeholder needs. So this is close to what I want, but it's not quite. Design and insights to non-technical. Okay, see, this is closer to what I want. So if you look at this, right, the problem is most of this is not relevant. You do have some of the stuff, which is why you're getting a 1 in 100, which is some of this is relevant, but the vast majority of it isn't, so you're getting declined every 99 times. So I want you to go back, and I want you to add stuff for the things I'm missing. First off, I need you to state machine learning parentheses ML. They need to know that. That needs to be this. Again, I understand your job title is there. Job title doesn't count. Needs to be in the bullet point. Second, you mentioned enough LLM stuff. That's good. I did not see anything related to ML Ops, CI/CD containerization, or Kubernetes. Cloud I did see. I don't see anything involving SQL. I don't see... You might have had ML frameworks. I'm going to give that one to you. Python I don't see. R I don't see. Cloud I put twice for some reason. I don't see NL pipelines. I did see NLP, and that's good. And I did not see that you can influence cross-functional teams. I did kind of... Actually, no, you didn't. These are bad bullet points. So down here, you need to show me how you influence them and the reason or result. The problem is you just say, I influenced. You cannot say that for a soft skill. You have to show how. The deliver the products by leading a 5-person team through agile practices is fine, but I need to see the results of that. And it doesn't want... And I don't want a number. I just want to see, like, you know, let's see... spoke to our non-technical stakeholders and changed their minds on X and Y by designing presentation and reports. That's how I want that to write. And then again, I don't see production grade ML system from start to finish. So when you look at the resume as a lens from this, you start realizing that you do not have enough stuff. You have filled this mostly with hot dogs, mostly with irrelevant stuff, and I need more hamburgers. Because right now I only saw, and I only like removed like 4 or 5 things from that list, and I need 75% to move you forward. And just to let everybody know, the difference between a keyword and a qualification. So recruiters are not keyword hunting, we are qualification hunting. A keyword is what a skill the hiring team needs, right? It could be Java, it could be SQL, could be ML Ops, it could be a soft skill like influencing stakeholders. That is a keyword, it is a skill they need. But when you put it in your resume, you need to show it in a how you did it, the reason or result of you doing it, and where you did it, and what you did. All those 4 things combine what, how, reason, result, where, to make a qualification. So that's why skill sections don't work, and why we're not just hunting for random words, is we need to see them in qualification format. So that's all I can do for this one. I just want to thank you all for watching and liking and commenting and subscribing and sharing it with your friends and family. It helps me out a lot. It really helps because I'm a small creator, and I really do appreciate it. And if you ever need any more help, you can always join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlesshunter. And I wanted to give an extra special thank to my members who get access to my videos a little bit early. The link to that is below. Thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it. And now let me help other I can't say anything today. I am so loopy today. I forgot the word for straw yesterday. I was just like staring at this person, and I was like, where's the thing? And it took me like 30 seconds to say straw. So little loopy today. Thank you for watching. Thank you to my members. Let me help. Let me go to the next resume. I am just jabbering on. Sorry, y'all. This is a resume of a data scientist. So we do not know their ratio, so I do not know how good or bad this resume is. But what we need for a data scientist is degree, Python, R, SQL, data in all its forms, so data modeling, data analytics, etc. Industry, I cannot be in every industry. Some industries are just going to have some very specific keywords. But as long as I can tell what industry you're in and probably a single tool from that industry, you should have met that qualification. I need to see you explain stuff to non-technical folk. This is very critical, and let me tell you why this is important, right? I want you to imagine that the CEO of the company is like, hey, we're going to change the name Twitter to X. And everybody knows this is a bad idea. No one should name their company X from Twitter. Twitter had great brand recognition. You could tweet. Everybody knew what a Twitter is and a tweet is. Nobody knows what an X is. So you have to tell this person, who we can call Belong Husk, that, hey, this is a bad idea. And you need to convince them, and you need to show me on the resume that you can convince Belong Husk that changing Twitter to X is a terrible idea. And it will be bad for the company. So that is what you need to do. And I need to see that. So I also need to see that you can influence them, right? So I don't just need you to explain why that's a bad idea. I need you to get them to show them not to do it. Then we do cross-functional, ML Ops, Microsoft Office apps, so Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Yes, you need those. Google Sheets counts as well. AI, a little bit of AI. So many data scientists flood their resume with AI, and it's like, that's not what we're looking for. We need a little bit of AI. It's a garnish. And then dashboards and data visualization. So 20 seconds on the clock, and the formatting on this is bad. And go. Okay, we don't need this. Labor economics, maybe we don't need that. Data pipelines and engineering, no. Built and validated data pipelines including Excel. What? Okay, this is not needed. Machine learning. Why did you write it like this? And time. All right, you wrote it in a very bad way. So this is an updated version based on the feedback I got last time. Thank you very much for review. This is not my feedback. I don't know what this is. This is not what I wanted. So first off, your formatting is bad. Use this formatting. This is not the same as this. This, easy to read. This, not. Second off, why did you put this stuff here? I've seen this once or twice, and I'm not sure if AI is doing it or not, where people will put what the keyword is up front and then talk about it. Don't do that. Don't say machine learning and then applied. I need to see you write it in an actual sentence. You have wasted this. This is not even... Yeah. And then that is not good. I need you to actually state the real bullet points. And then if you go down into here... None of these are actually related to what I'm looking for. Apply to supervised learning, K whatever scoring to Skibbity learn. I mean, Skibbity is what I want. Model accuracy. Yeah, I don't care about this. You design and delivered empirical strategies for NS using AB frameworks to model. I don't care. So there is a problem of people that graduate from school that they write how they got the data. The thing is, I don't care how you got the data. I just care that you've used the data. You need to show me what you've used the data for. But there is actually almost nothing salvageable about this resume. What about maybe this bullet point is good? Hold on. Partner with engineering teams to define key performance metrics and translate insights for non-technical startups. Refining models to ensure that actually is a good sentence. This is your only good sentence that I have actually found in this. So you need to redo this because this is not my advice. I don't know what this is, and I don't know if I explained this poorly, but this is not my advice. This is not what I told you to write, because this has almost nothing I need. The only things I see that are actually relevant is Excel, Python, SQL, and Skibbity Learn, and then this sentence, and then you just filled it with, again, I don't know why people do this. Don't put this thing up here, right? Don't ever do that. You just need to do the sentence itself. I need to see how you did it. You cannot just directly state it. Stop doing this. All right, so yeah, this mostly does not work. There's like one salvageable bullet point. I just need more, and I need you to not write it like this, because if you saw, I only got down to the second or third bullet point because of how difficult it was to read. The other thing is, since you've already gotten an MS, since you already have a PhD in economics, and you have the MS, okay, but I get you're still graduating. You know what? No, I actually stand corrected. You should have all three of these. Once you graduate, you want to remove this one because it's not needed. But otherwise, this is fine because you haven't graduated yet. So fix everything about this. It does not show me what I need. It's very difficult to read, and you filled it with hot dogs when I need hamburgers. Next, resume. This is a strategic consultant, financial, and data analyst. No. Those are three different jobs. You pick one. A resume needs to be tailored to a singular job title. So we are not doing all of those job titles. We are making this a data analyst. That is it. That is what I'm judging this by. Does this have the qualifications for the other two? I don't know, because you need to tailor your resume to a job title. So for a data analyst and a data analyst only, what we need is degree, industry. Again, same thing as for the data scientist, is I cannot be in every industry. So as long as I see that you're in a industry, you're good. SQL, data visualization, Tableau, Power BI, Looker, influencing stakeholders and explaining complex concepts to non-technical stakeholders. Can you convince Belong Husk? That is the goal. I need to see it in your resume, or else they probably won't move you forward. And then here's the part that like every single person messes up on. How you solved a problem with data, not what the data is. I don't care that you used a Monte Carlo flip-flop to hyperbole. I just care that you used it to make the number go up. That's it. MS Excel, macros, pivot tables, VLOOKUP, Word, ETL, Python, R, multiple projects and deadlines, and nice to have cloud and AI. So, as you can tell, this is similar, but different enough that you still need a separate resume from a data analyst and a data scientist. Those are different roles. So, 20 seconds on the clock. Is this resume good or bad, actually? It's, again, same as the first. This is a 1 out of 100, so it does fail. It doesn't have enough of what I need, but it's not complete garbage, and there is stuff that is at least salvageable in this. That is what a 1 in 100 is. So, 20 seconds, and let me get my stuff up so I can look up and go. Okay. Let a mixed model work, blah, blah, blah. Okay, don't really care. Identified is good. Okay, that's actually, I don't care about really the number, but identified is good. Develop statistical response rates to capture. Don't care, not related. Oh, there's Tableau. Again, this part. There we go. This is the part that's actually relevant. Establish automated value tracking. Okay, again, no, nothing. All right, decline. So, but you did have like 1 or 2 things that I wanted, which is what a 1 in 100 is. So, I'm currently one of the few students in my program who has not gotten a job yet because your resume is bad. This is a bad resume. I really want what the reason is, because you gave me hot dogs and not hamburgers. I need to know what you did, how you did it, and the reason, the result you did it, and you did not tell me, thus you do not pass. That is it. That is the true secret. It's literally that simple. Let's see. I have the highest GPA, and I have very good experience, but you don't show that good experience, hence the problem. I've had a few interviews. All of them were through my networking. Yeah. But I expect to receive interviews through some cold applies, but have never gotten any of those because your resume is bad. That is why. This is a terrible resume. You tried to brag. You tried to show how good you are. That is not what you want to show in a resume. You need to show how you did it, the reason and result of you doing it, what you did, and where you did it. And you have failed to do that. You've only showed about 20% of the above. Actually, it's probably less than 20%, but I'm a recruiter. The only numbers I know is commission. I would also get contacted by headhunters, but most of the roles are not visa friendly, which is something I need. Oh, and you need a visa? Yeah, no, this would not work at all. So my advice gets people a 1 in 7, right? So for every 7 applications, you get 1 interview. For visa candidates particularly, it gets them a 1 in 30 to a 1 in 100. That's just how challenging it is to be a visa, and even with a fantastic resume, that is what you have. But this is garbage. Like, you don't show anything. There's no way they would move you forward because you don't show what you did. You don't show what we need. Who cares that you analyzed 20 million? Nobody cares that you automated value tracking. No one cares that you... this is industry. This is actually an okay one. That actually is fine because this shows at least that you're in industry and accounting. So that was about to rip that apart, but that one's actually a good one. No one cares that you developed and scalable revenue forecasting. Don't care. I do care that you identified key profit drivers, and I don't care about this part. Like, you gotta be specific. I don't care how good you are. I know everybody is filling your head with lies about you need to stand out. You need to show that you're better than everybody else, but you don't do that in the resume. You do that in the interview. If you do that in the resume, you're going to be like this person and get 0 interviews. So go back to the drawing board, and maybe 1 or 2 of these sentences is okay, but fix your formatting and just delete it, because, like, most of this stuff is not relevant, right? Like, it's just not. This is what I need. If it's not here, it doesn't matter, and most of your resume does not matter. Next resume. This is a resume of a project manager. So what we need in a project manager is the details about how and why you did X. The details are more important than almost what you did. I need to know how. I so need to do it. A lot of project managers say, I improved profits. And I'm like, cool. How did you do it? How did you make things happen compared to how you did things? Do you have a PMP or CSM? If you do not have a PMP or CSM, you can still get a job, but a PMP and CSM in the US at least is a real big bonus. Customers, stakeholders, agile, industry, number of team members, matrix, cross-functional, number of projects, budget, multitask, how you used resources for success, how you solved problems and influenced people, and Jira, Confluence, MS Project, Asana, Microsoft Suites. So this person's ratio is unknown. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see what let's see what my brain, it's not working. Let's see what you got and what you don't got. And go. Okay, no degree, but you may not have it. Oh, PM, that should be up at the top. All right, coordinated multiple support initiative customer department to increase user experience and adoption. That's kind of not what I'm looking for. Conduct interviews with client teams using Google Suites, gather requirements. That one's actually good. Add to the single point of contact vendors and decline. Okay, this doesn't fully read like a project manager. Let me read what you wrote. I'm located in Europe and I'm struggling to get interviews, mostly because of the gap in my experience. It's also the bullet points are not quite what I'd want. You advised me to apply for project coordinator roles, but I don't find that many and would also like to try project manager. Okay, I moved the education to the bottom to have more relevant keywords. That's why I say 4 lines. Okay, so first off, the big thing with this is I don't know why you moved this at the bottom. Most of these do want a degree, but the most important thing is when did you get your PMP? Like that matters the most. When did you get your PMP? Because if you have it, the fact that you put it all the way at the bottom is bad. And a master's degree in engineering is something they would look for. What you do want to put instead of this is just graduated, right? You want to put status graduated, like right here, that's what you want to do. But like, I don't know why you buried that. You actually have what I need. The PMP is huge, and a master's degree in the field is massive as well. So you need that up. And then we go down to here, and again, the rest of the formatting is okay, but the bullet points are not. Like, coordinated multiple support initiatives in customer service departments to create user experience is not what I'm super looking for. Like, I want to know the amount of people you worked with. I want to know the project size. Conducted interviews with client teams using Google Suites to gather requirements and user stories, forming product and driving software is okay, but it's still too broad. Like, what do you mean drove software adoption? And again, okay, so this should be up top. Acted as a single point of contact between external partners, vendors, and customers. Good. Managing a budget of 150 to ensure cost-effective delivery of customer. That should be your first bullet point. That actually tells me what you did. I need that up there. And then the rest of this, though, is just not really it. Like, how did you interact with the actual customers and stakeholders? You told me you acted between them, but you didn't tell me how. How many team members did you have? Was this matrixed and cross-functional? Did I miss cross-functional? I might have. How did you use that budget to succeed? Right? Like, conducting interviews is great, but when you're applying for a manager role, particularly a project manager as well, you need to show that you didn't do it. Like, I don't want to know that you, Bob, has single-handedly saved the company. I want to know that you, Bob, managed a team of 3, and with those 3 and a budget of $150K, you use them to save the company. Like, you're not here to make yourself look good in this resume. You're there to show that how you use the people to solve the problem. And I don't see that you use the people to solve the problem. In fact, I don't really see that you solved any problem. I don't see how you used any resources. I don't see that you used Jira or Confluence or MS Project or Asana or Monday or Microsoft Suites. I did see Google Suites. Google Suites can count as Microsoft. So that's my big problem here is like, yeah, the gap isn't great, but you're not getting rejected because of the gap. You're getting rejected because you don't show you have the qualifications. And even with the gap, you should still be getting more. So that's what we need to fix is like, how did you do this and what were the tools? So I do like this sentence, and I think you should keep this one. Should move it up here, though. It should be your first sentence in this. And then I need the rest of them to show me how. In fact, I still need about 2 to 3 keywords in this sentence alone. You just don't say it. So that's all I can do for this one. Let's go to the next one. This is a full stack software engineer. I do not know the ratio. So what we need is degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, React, React.js, Node.js, Angular, Next.js, SQL or NoSQL, MongoDB, RESTful API or REST API, Cloud, CI/CD, Git, .NET or Python or Java, and a bonus points for the rest of that. Again, that is bonus points. If you fill your resume with AI, it's a bad sign. So, 20 seconds on the clock. Let's find out if it has it. And go. Ooh, 0 to 1. Good. Okay. Own the development and roll out production interest testing in Rust. Don't really care about Rust. Tooling in Rust. Don't really care. Mentor to engineers is okay, but I need more. Own development and product catalog for manufacturing using React, good TypeScript, Firebase. Don't care. Built-in Emmet. All right, and this is probably declined just because like the entire first page has almost nothing I need. I do like the start of the first sentence, but again, I need this stuff. So let me read what you wrote. This resume was tailored for a specific position. Oh, okay. Yeah, you never want to do that. You never want to tailor your resume for a specific position. Mainly because if you do, by the time you apply, it's too late. ATS is sort people on a first come, first served basis. That's it. So the longer it takes you to apply, the less your chances of getting a job. So based on this job description that you are sending me off in the corner, you still don't meet it. It says using TypeScript and React. I don't see TypeScript and React. It says Java, Kotlin, or Python Go. It says product mindset, which you do actually have. You show product mindset. Systems you show, architecture, verbal communicator. Yeah, like you don't even show the main thing. Like the very first thing they say is using TypeScript with React in the front end with Java, Kotlin, Python, or Go. You don't even show that. Like, even using my general one, you still need this. So I just don't see it here. Like, this bullet point down here is better than anything you have in the one above. Because this alone tells me enough, right? Own the product catalog for a cosmetic using React, TypeScript, HTML, CSS. But where's JavaScript? Where do you even see JavaScript? Okay, let me read what else you wrote. I know you said to have a resume per job title, but since I wrote my resume, I figured at least tailor it to this position. Yeah, but by the time you apply, it's too late. That's why you cannot do it. Like, in the hour it takes you to apply, you've lost your shot. That's it. Some roles like nursing or PLC engineers, you can wait a week. But if this is a remote role or it's a software engineering role that's entry level, you need to apply within the first probably hour. Or you're not going to get it. Let's see. To confirm a meta, since it wasn't web focused, most of that was Rust based. Yeah. So here's what you want to do. I like your first sentence because it shows something that hiring managers could want. But the rest of it is garbage and does not matter. So what you want to do is literally just delete all... Bless you, my dog just sneezed very loudly. He's making odd noises. What you want to do here is delete all of this and just leave this singular sentence. Yeah, that's it. That's all you want to do. You just want to keep this singular sentence. Shows that you led 0 to 1 development. Shows that you can work at Meta. Rest of it wasn't as relevant, and then you lead here. Honestly, if anything, you may even want to completely delete it, but that is what you need to have. And then here, I need JavaScript, bro. I need HTML. I have HTML. I need here. Like, let me show you what I actually found. Right. So we have no degree, which I think you are self-taught, so you're not going to be able to do that, and that's okay. I found TypeScript, good. I found HTML and CSS, which you do not want to put this hyphen. Just put comma. And then what else do I have? Nothing else. Nothing else. Yeah, like, you gotta focus on this stuff. Never, ever, ever tailor your resume to a job title. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Never, ever, ever tailor your resume to an individual job, because you will already fail by the time you submit it. But this also has almost nothing I need. Like, there's no JavaScript. There is React, right? That's good. There's no Node. There's no Angular. There's no Next.js. There's no SQL. There's no RESTful APIs. There's no cloud. There's no CI/CD. There's no Git. There's no backend language even. You are showing that you don't have any of it. So I need you to fix it, because they're not going to move you forward unless you have it. So that's all I can do for this one. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. And I want to thank my members who get access to videos early. The link is below. Thank you very much for supporting me. It means a lot as a small creator. And I am here to get you ahead of your job search, so I will see you in the next video.